Joining me for more on this is Republican Congressman from Idaho, Russ Fulcher. And first, Congressman, I'm sorry that you're dealing with this in your community. I know you're out there in Idaho right now, but I'm curious, sir. I mean, have you had a chance to speak with law enforcement or investigators? What have you learned in the last 24 hours?
Well, I've had an opportunity to speak with Bob Norris. That's a sheriff that did that press conference here, is doing it right now. But, you know, Alex, this community is absolutely devastated. This is one of the most gorgeous places on the planet. It's a very high tourism area at the peak of the tourism season. There's people from all over the world in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And this mountain, this Canfield Mountain, is a popular hiking location. So we're not talking about some remote place here. And we're certainly not talking about a dense urban setting where you might unfortunately expect some kind of a shooting. This has just been devastating, and I think all of us are just going to have to come to grips with it. This can actually happen anywhere, and so we don't know the motive, but we do know that this has had a devastating impact on the community, and we have to figure out ways to not allow this to happen again.
I'm curious, sir. I mean, if you got a chance to listen along with that presser from the sheriff's department, was there anything that stood out to you? I mean, I know that they say they have not had a chance to search the car if there is a manifesto of sorts. The sheriff also saying that it appears that at one time Rowley was interested in and wanted to become a firefighter. But is there anything that stood out to you?
Well, it was a planned, staged event. And, you know, you have to do a little bit of planning. If you're going to have a fire, knowing there's going to be a response to that fire, and then being in a position to fire upon those who come to help. This was planned. It was staged. The sheriff used the term ambush. Last night, during the initial conversation, there was indications that he had at least staged some sort of a barrier that he was behind. So he was anticipating some kind of resistance. And so it's difficult to get into someone's mind that would do that type of thing. And that's why it's so important to learn what the motive is. Obviously, there's a mental health related issue there. Otherwise, nobody could do that type of thing. But the bottom line is that we did have a lot of help. There was a lot of responders from Washington State, from different counties in the Idaho Panhandle, from Montana, the FBI. So we had the right help. There was the right coordination. There was the right response. But just have to understand now, what in the world could the motive have been? This just doesn't happen in Idaho. And this is a wonderful people. This is a wonderful community. And right now, it's just reeling.
Yeah, no, I certainly understand that, and my sympathies are with you. A little bit of a hard pivot here, sir, because the thing that we were originally going to talk about is the Big Beautiful Bill Act, which is playing out here in Washington. Listen, by our estimates, the earliest that the House could get this bill back is on Wednesday. So I'm curious, with the proposed Senate changes and this vote-a-rama, are you confident that Congress will pass this bill by the July 4th deadline?
No, and believe it or not, Alex, I would rather talk about this than the previous topic we were on, and I wouldn't have thought that I'd be saying such a thing. But no, I'm not confident, and the reason is that those of us on the House side have all been flagged to travel back to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. I'll be doing that. We are anticipating votes as early as Wednesday. However, it depends on what those final changes to the Senate version are. For me and for a lot of others, this does not keep the trajectory bent downward in terms of the spending, then we're going to have a problem in passing that through the House. This is not a simple process. And the House version only passed by one vote prior. And so for that to get significantly changed and sent back, I don't think any of us can anticipate that it will just flow through smoothly. So I am personally not optimistic we'll have this by July 4th.
Wow. Okay. Well, Congressman, I appreciate the transparency and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alex.